Hey guys, what's up? SDH here, and welcome to One Piece Thousand Storm. Today I'll be doing a review on Ace. And Ace is a very important character in the One Piece series as a whole, and is also a very important and impactful character in One Piece Thousand Storm. In the anime, he was one of Luffy's brothers, and he later got, if you guys get this joke, an ace in the hole, or hole in ace. He died later, and he was one of my favorite characters. He looked pretty cool. He had a fire ability. I mean, like, who doesn't like this guy besides the obvious besides the obvious hate boys? I am a big fan of Ace. He's one of my favorite characters of all time. First off, let's just get into it. I will be changing the format of these videos from now on, whenever I feel like it. So now there won't be a test drive, as these are characters that you can find out for yourselves if they're really that good, because they basically come out all the time in fest events and in, like, gotchas. So you'll most likely get a chance to try these guys out at one point or another. And another thing is that I will be trying to keep these at a shorter length. I will also be going over what type they are, what's their force/faction, and what and their auto skills. So his auto skill, Ace's first auto skill, is similar amongst all his other costumes, so I'll only be going over that. So Ace's auto skill for this costume is called the Second Commander. It's the Second Division Commander, and which makes him have the ability to light his enemies on fire with his regular auto attack, which is really handy to get extra damage off. So let's get into his first set, and I'll just be going over these quickly. So we have Say Emel's Fire, which is the very first skill on the left you see here, and he throws down 2 fire pillars in an area in front of him, doing fire damage and also lighting the enemy on fire. Firefly, second skill, is with a square area in front of him, he releases tiny little things that look like fireflies, but then explodes, doing fire damage. And then his special attack here is Fire Fist. It was at that point in the series one of the best essays ever to be introduced into the game. So there we go. Another thing I'm going to go over here is type action, which is what makes him very good in the first place. So his type so as a sniper, so he is a sniper, he gets to have extra critical up if he uses his, if the player decides to use his type action, and give some critical up. But here's the thing about the sniper's type action. It basically guarantees a critical hit, and it always does. So getting it set up for an 100% critical up ratio means that you'll do double the damage. And having Fire Fist at max level, using this type action, guarantees double the damage that Fire Fist would usually do. And at this point, it was already a pretty good SA. But with the introduction of type action, it made him even more broken. So, yeah, he was basically the best character in the game for a while, until Blackbeard came along during first anniversary, but we're not done with Ace yet. So he was introduced during the very first fest event ever to be made on One Piece Thousand Storm. And he was introduced alongside Kizaru. So yeah, it was a pretty good fest first fest, but it didn't have the same format as later fest because there were only technically 5 different farmable characters, 3 of which were 2 years ago characters. So yeah, I don't know if you guys want to farm that. Actually, I'm not 100% sure, but I know one of them was a 2 years ago character, and it was Law. So, and then after that, he was even in the next fest event, but he got nothing new from that. But in the third fest event, he got a new SA, which I don't have, and it's called Flame Emperor Commandment. Flame Emperor Commandment was a pretty bad mode change that I don't really need to explain. Just watch videos on it and you'll see why it's not that good. It does good damage, but you can't use type action when you are in mode change, which makes his SA pretty much useless. So yeah, I don't know if you guys want to use it. Go ahead, be my guest. I'm not gonna force you not to, but get prepared to get your butt kicked. Next was the first anniversary, and he got a new SA. He got a voiced SA alongside a new skill. His new skill was one of the Bond cups that Sabo and Luffy also got. It had pretty much the same effect as the other ones did, so nothing new there. But he did get a new SA, and this one is called See You on the High Seas. And this one it could be good. It could have been good, but it just wasn't. So it has basically the same effect as Fire Fist does, just does a lot more damage. And at max, it does almost 300k damage, which sounds pretty freaking good, but the area was pretty much dreadful. So basically, it was more of like a boss killer move, which is not very good for snipers, as snipers are even more squishy than assassins are. And assassins are pretty much known to go up in physical. So, which is what Sabo is, and Sabo is the best assassin in the game. And does a way better job than what Ace's SA here does. So use it with caution. But like, seriously, don't use this. Don't ever use this. Even if you have it at max level, I still wouldn't use it. I would use Fire Fist over this any day, as the area is way better. He actually is a sniper when he uses it, and yeah, it does a lot of damage. And with like type action, it does even more damage. So I mean, like, that's the only thing I'm gonna give it credit for. And then he didn't really get a new appearance for a while, like. So and then during this last New Year's, he was alongside with Marco, got a new XSA, and he got a new skill. This new skill was called Fire Cross, and it had a pretty good area and made him a sniper, which is what we wanted out of it. And his SA was called Flame Mirror, and it was a much more damaging Fire Fist. Alongside with the type action, it does even more damage. But at this point, he really was just getting downhill at this point. Like, he wasn't as used anymore. Other snipers were better, like Doffy, and he just wasn't that good anymore. So yeah, that's Ace for you. Ace has a pretty interesting history from being the best character in the game to being a pretty overwhelming character. And because of that, it just isn't that used anymore. Other snipers are way better, like Rayleigh actually became better than him, and so did Doffy. Nothing really else got past Ace besides all the other classes, which were way better. Heck, even supporters are way better than Ace now. Like, I technically, like, Chopper, or heck, even, like, Pudding is better than Ace. Pudding doing special damage. And special damage is probably one of the better damages in the game, besides wind damage. He also had a few costumes, in his time. He has 3 currently. So he has his regular costume, which is the one that you could have gotten during the Fest events. And he also got a costume for Anniversary, like Luffy, Sabo, and Ace and Shanks. He got his own pirate coat as well. And his last costume, which I do not have at the moment, was his New Year's one. And his New Year's costume is probably the best costume. His New Year's costume, if you guys want to know what it looks like, or if you guys would just look up Ace New Year's 2018, and most likely will come up with the picture. But what he's wearing is a kimono, and he has no hat on. So if you want to see him without a hat on, there you go. That's Ace. Yeah, pretty much done there. He is a part of the Body Force, which Body is like meant for like pirates in the series that isn't a Straw Hat, or heck, even worse generation. Basically that's it. So Ace used to be the best character in the game. Got horrible SA, and went downhill from there. Didn't really become relevant until a little bit after, but heck, even then, not much people used him. So that's Ace. That's all I got to say. I'm signing out now.